Somewhere in this world, a girl just got told her dreams are too big, and somewhere else, a boy just cried and was told to man up. And somewhere between these two moments, humanity forgot what balance is. This is not a gender war. This is the reality check. Hello people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Reshta Kodreka, and in today's video, misogyny versus feminism versus misandry is a three-part series. And before we dive into the real content, I'd like to tell you something that many of you guys have seen things on social media and formed opinions, but most of what you guys saw was misleading. Today, I promise to tell you the real truth. No drama, no filter, just truth. And these are the things we'll be talking about in this three-part series. Part 1. The Patriarchy and Misogyny. What is it? Where it started? How is it still affecting us? And how this pushed women into feminism. Part 2. The Feminism. The struggles and the protest. How feminism is helpful to men and why feminism still matters today. Part 3. Misandry. The social media rage, the imbalance, and why feminism is important. So, let's begin at the root of this all. Part 1. Patriarchy and Misogyny. Patriarchy. Patriarchy is a system where power is handed to men by default and women have to fight to earn what should already be theirs. It's basically a system where men are considered naturally smarter, naturally stronger, and more fit to lead, and where women are considered to be soft, stay behind, and obedient, especially in homes and marriages. So, what is the ideology of patriarchy and what men are expected to be? Men of this particular patriarchal model are successful in whatever way they choose, like financially, maybe in their careers, or even they're a good fathers. So, they think they are very successful and build a huge self esteem from it. And also they should be emotionless. They're allowed to have some so-called masculine emotions like anger or aggression or ambition, but they're not allowed to have any real life human emotions like love, being gentle, being kind, being grateful, being happy or sad. They're not allowed to feel any of these emotions, and even if they feel, they shouldn't be expressive about it. So they're basically inexpressive, like robots and machines. Men are probably permitted to have different sexual partners and different sexual relationships and are domineering and very aggressive in a sexual way, meaning he can use violence or can attack in intimacy. Men in patriarchy attack others like women, children, even children, and people who are different from them, like biologically transgenders, and any other people who don't fit into this toxic masculinity we're talking about. And they also have this escalating aggression. I mean, it's fine for these particular type of men to be aggressive towards society and everyone else, and they don't even have true sense of ethics and morality because they're not bound by anyone's idea of right or wrong. So they just use this whole right or wrong thing as a mechanism to simply get what he wants, and they don't really care about any others because they don't feel guilty and emotions like that. They're supposed to be insensitive, be highly tribalistic, like these are my people, this is my place, this is my only country, I should stick with them for the rest of my life. They don't explore any place, they don't explore any person. They're highly tribalistic like that. Anybody who doesn't embody these qualities are attacked, judged, and are considered as lower class men and are forced to work for upper class men or real men who embody all these qualities. And these men who doesn't embody all these qualities are also forced to work on their qualities and become so-called real man. Yeah, this is the entire structure of patriarchy, and society exists there to enforce or encourage this by whatever means they can. In patriarchy, women should be obedient to a man always, like husband, son, father. These are the decision makers in the house, and They shouldn't question or express their opinions. And if they do this, it's a sin. And women are literally locked in a house and they are taught that the world outside the home wasn't for her and her world is a prayer room and kitchen. And any woman who wants to step outside the world is considered as characterless. She'd be silent all the time. She's not allowed to have a voice. She learned to swallow pain, smile, and obey. She must be a virgin. Her character was her only identity, and any single rumor could destroy her life. Women are killed for honor, but the honor was always men's. She should be domestic. She should be a servant in her own home. She should cook, clean, serve everyone, bear children, and nothing. And they are shame control like that, like wanting freedom, bad woman. Want to step outside of the house, characterless woman. Expressing dreams, what are you talking? Women are not allowed to have dreams. They weren't just kept inside homes, they were locked inside guilt. They're guilt tripped. Most importantly, women should be submissive to abuse and are even blamed for it. She got beaten, it's her fault. She got harassed, she asked for it. Leaving a marriage was a taboo even if she was dying inside the house. And also, women must be modest to the point of invisibility, like covering her face, covering her hair, covering her body except her eyes. She's not allowed to laugh out loud because her laugh could draw attention. She should be beautiful, but only in acceptable ways, like no body hair, thin waist, light skin. She's expected to be a doll, but not even for herself, but for husband. Patriarchy doesn't just control women. Women are conditioned to control themselves so that men won't have to. This is the psychology behind patriarchy, and patriarchy doesn't just cage women, it also handcuffs men too, like not to show emotions and stuff like that. What is misogyny? The hatred, fear, or prejudice against women is misogyny, and why misogyny is equal to patriarchy? Because this system, the patriarchal system, was not built with women in mind. It was built to control and restrict women, also to silence them. This goes beyond anger. It's about control. How patriarchy is affecting today's world. Yes, patriarchy is still breathing, just wearing new clothes. Girls still clutch to pepper sprays and take longer routes to home just to stay alive. Safety for women is still a daily fight because girls don't feel safe even in broad daylight. Marital rape isn't even illegal at many places and consent is not guaranteed. Clothes still decide character, and no one questions what the guy was wearing when he misbehaved with the girl. Household labor is still expected. From changing diapers to taking care of aged parents, it's assumed that women will do it, and emotional expression is mocked in men, like, stop crying like a girl. This is why many men are suffering in silence and it's ruining their mental health. Women are still expected to shrink to fit in. Leadership imbalance at boardrooms, government, even in movies. Men are always in dominant position, not because always they're better, but patriarchal systems were built for them. And having double standards for men and women, like Taylor Swift said this somewhere else, I don't remember, but she said, there's a different vocabulary for men and women, not just in music industry, everywhere else. A man does something, it's strategic. A woman does the same thing, it's calculated. A man is allowed to react, but a woman can only overreact. Yeah. That's why we need feminism even today. And what exactly do you think in this patriarchal system pushed women to start feminism, to protest? Well, Sati Sahagamana, a ritual where women were burned alive on her husband's funeral pyre. This was practiced mainly in Rajasthan, Bengal, and many parts of South India. Women were told a true wife dies with her husband, and most of these widows were young, childless, and had no family support and kids. Yes, they were kids because child marriages wasn't illegal back then. The reality is, many of these women were dragged, tied up, and pushed into flames. The villagers worshipped these women later as Sati Mata, and if she resisted, she was seen as impure, a curse on society. And do you want to know one horrific case? Rup Kanwar, she was 18 years old and she was forced to commit Sati Sahagamana while hundreds of people watching, and this happened in Rajasthan 1987. Yeah, this happened in independent India just 3 decades ago. And do you want to know another incident? It's witch hunts. Witch hunts. Witch hunts were mass killings of women accused of being witches, mainly in Europe, also in India and Africa. From 15th century to 18th century, over 40,000 women to 60,000 women were executed. They were tortured until they confessed, and then they were burned alive or hanged. And do you want to know why they were called witches? If a woman lives alone, she's a witch. If she's outspoken or opinionated, she's a witch. If she knew medicine or herbs, that's considered as black magic. And if she doesn't obey any other man, she is possessed. Even today in India, in rural Jharkhand, Assam, and Odisha, women are still branded witches. They were accused of causing illness and death. They were beaten, raped, and murdered. More than 2,500 women in India got killed for witchcraft between 2000 to 2016. First, they burned us as witches. Then they burned us as widows. Patriarchy didn't just fear women, it feared free women. Women who are wise. All for watching this video. If you like this video, share it and let me know your views in the comment section, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content like this. Love you all. Bye.